Hello, welcome back. In this session we are going to cover temporary tables in HANA 2.0. There are two types of temporary tables, local temporary table and global temporary table. The name itself explains the behavior of those tables. So local tables, the structure and content are deleted as soon as the user session ends. But in case of global table, the structure of the table persists, so that will not get deleted. However, the content is deleted after the session ends. So that's the difference between local and global tables. And you should remember, because of each connection has a different session, the content of one session are not visible to others, and it cannot be used in calculation views. So that's the theory about local and global temporary tables. But let's understand all these statements practically, then you will feel more comfortable. So I'm opening a session from the T4H schema. Syntax to create a temporary table is almost same as the create table statement. Create local temporary table, and remember, we should use this symbol. You can say pound or hash. This symbol is required if you are defining a temporary table. I'm just going with some random number, random fields. Okay, so this statement, if I execute, then it will create a local temporary table. We'll see where the table exists and how. Okay, so I'm going to insert one or two records. Okay, so let's run the insert statement. So we have one record in local temporary table. Okay, so let me create the global table also, then we'll go proceed further to understand all these sessions and how the data exists or persist. So for global table, the pound or hash symbol is not required. Okay, let me run one by one. Okay, I should use global. Okay, so that's created, inserted one record, and we have one record on the global table. Okay, so how do we know where these tables exist? Because if I refresh here, there won't be any tables, like the temporary tables won't be exist. So I don't have the temporary table here, local temp, my temp and global, right? So how we can see? There is a standard system view. From that we can see select star from m underscore temporary underscore tables, where schema underscore name is equal to T4H. Okay, so if I write that statement, I can see the table name my temp, my global. So those two tables are exist, and okay, so to understand the sessions, let's open another session on the T4H schema. and I'll copy these statements. Okay, so in the new session, if I run this statement, I can see both tables exist still. If I run this statement, invalid table name, so I am not able to access the local temporary table from a different session. If I run this statement, I can access the structure of the global table from a different session, but not the data. So the local temporary table, you cannot access table at all. On the global temporary table, you can access the structure of the table but not the data. Okay, so that's the difference from the different session. Okay, so that's done. Now let's copy this code, close this session. We don't have any sessions right now, and let's go back, create a new session, and if I run this statement now, I see only global table. So that means once the session is over, the local table gets dropped along with the data, but the global table structure still exists but not the data. To prove that, see here, no data. Global table structure will stay as it is, and if you want to drop the global table structure, then you have to use the exclusive drop statement on the global table. And remember, if the global table holding some data, then you cannot drop the table. Only after data getting deleted from the global table, then only you can drop the data. Okay, so now let's revisit the slide what we saw in the beginning of this session. So this one, local temporary tables, the structure and content are deleted as soon as the user session ends, and global tables, the structure of the table persists, however the content is deleted after the session ends, right? Similarly, on the node side, from the different session, the content of one session are not visible to the other, so we cannot access the data at all from the different session. And of course, you can't use the temporary tables in a calculation view. So that's all for this session. See you in the next session. Until then, happy learning. Bye.